Even with recent government transparency, the core mystery remains intact. For generations, the skies have harbored objects operating outside our known aeronautical limits. These encounters began long before modern science fiction. In the 1920s, the UK Meteorological Office investigated anomalous aerial phenomena. During World War II, Allied pilots regularly reported mysterious glowing orbs, which they called Foo Fighters, pacing their aircraft mid-flight. But the modern record has a precise starting point. In June 1947, pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 objects flying in formation over Washington state at speeds exceeding 1,200 miles per hour. Weeks later, the Roswell incident created intense institutional whiplash. The U.S. military issued a press release claiming they had captured a flying saucer, only to retract the statement hours later, officially reclassifying the debris as a weather balloon. The events of 1947 introduced the flying saucer to the public. Behind closed doors, these encounters forced military powers to realize they could not secure their own airspace, leading to an era of institutional secrecy. To determine the nature of these craft, the U.S. Air Force initiated classified investigations, starting with Project Sign and Project Grudge. At the same time, the CIA convened the Robertson Panel in 1953. The panel's explicit mandate was to aggressively debunk sightings, to strip the phenomenon of its public appeal and prevent mass panic. This anxiety reached the highest levels of global leadership. Winston Churchill allegedly ordered a strict 30-minute media blackout on a specific Royal Air Force encounter, fearing the event would shatter public confidence. Despite these public-facing campaigns, the internal intelligence traffic told a different story. Memos sent to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover directly acknowledged that flying saucers are real physical craft. The official stance became complete denial. Governments chose to dismiss the sightings, rather than admit they were powerless against an unknown technology operating in their skies. To manage the ongoing reports, the Air Force launched Project Blue Book, a massive investigation program tasked with cataloging decades of aerial sightings. This chart shows 12,618 total sightings investigated by Project Blue Book. Most were categorized as astronomical events, conventional aircraft, or weather balloons, but a critical gap remains. Exactly 701 cases resisted every conventional explanation. These files were officially stamped unknown. During the 1952 Washington wave, multiple objects buzzed the White House. Military jets were scrambled to intercept, and ground radar at the National Airport confirmed exactly what the pilots were seeing. In the 1964 Socorro incident, police officer Lonnie Zamora watched a white, egg-shaped craft land in the New Mexico desert. He noted a distinct red insignia on the hull, and investigators later found burning brush and physical landing gear impressions in the dirt. These specific anomalies bypass the possibility of mass hysteria. They feature trained military and police observers whose testimonies are corroborated by physical evidence and mechanical radar data. The United Kingdom recorded its own highly credible military encounter in December 1980 at Rendlesham Forest, near a joint US-UK airbase. Over 2 nights, US security personnel tracked glowing objects descending into the trees. Investigators recorded elevated radiation readings at the landing site, and the base's deputy commander captured a real-time audio recording of the event as it unfolded. While intelligence agencies classified data like the Rendlesham tape, the public filled the resulting silence. Theories regarding alien abductions and secret underground government facilities in places like Dulce, New Mexico, began to dominate popular culture. Institutional secrecy created an information vacuum. Without access to the real files, wild mythologies grew, burying genuinely inexplicable military data underneath a mountain of speculation. Decades of whistleblower testimony and persistent freedom of information requests eventually ended the government's policy of silence. In February 2026, President Trump issued an executive order mandating maximum transparency regarding anomalous phenomena, directly leading to the launch of the public war.gov database. The initial release unsealed over 160 files, detailing more than 400 global incidents. These records were pulled from the FBI, NASA, and overseas diplomatic posts at the State Department. The database also included several highly striking modern reports. In 2023, 7 federal employees observed a transparent, kite-shaped object hovering silently over the western United States for 2 straight days. The government is no longer denying the existence of these anomalous objects. Instead, the administration is actively publishing the data while admitting they lack the answers to explain it. The 2026 release officially acknowledges that hundreds of military and federal sightings remain unresolved. While the government maintains that this data does not prove extraterrestrial visitation, it confirms that these phenomena are a documented physical reality in our airspace. The era of the classic government cover-up is closing. The burden of this mystery has moved from locked intelligence vaults directly into the public square. We finally have the files, but we are left staring at the sky, waiting for the answer.